This is the Chasing the Frame podcast with your host, John DeMarco. Let's go!
Bro, love that banger right there, man.
What up, Frame Chasers? It's a new episode of Chasing the Frame, kind of a special edition. We don't know what we're going to call the show still. It's that one where we have filmmakers talk about their films. We have an open discussion about the film as well. And again, we don't know the name of it yet. But Stefan Newman, friend of the podcast, who was on last year, I believe episode 19, if I'm not mistaken, if my memory serves me correct, which I should have looked up before you came over.
It's all good.
It's all good, but still,
good.
You could check out his podcast. It's out now. It's been out since last year. It's been out since earlier this year actually.
Okay.
So
time has been weird.
Time has been
no,
weird.
but was it last year?
We recorded last year around
That's
this
right.
time.
That's right. That
but
is correct.
It was released
It's been
19
about a
weeks
year.
into the year.
Yeah.
So that would be March, April-ish maybe, or close to.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's been a few months.
Yeah.
So how
Yeah.
are you, by the way?
Good. Everything's good.
Oh, awesome,
Yeah.
man. That's good
Yeah.
to hear. Also, Stefan is a film director. He has his company, New Fly Films. He's also a video producer. I would say, what else are you, man? What tell people what else? What else are you doing nowadays?
Right now, I actually am at a new studio called the Artisan Studio with Artisans on Fire.
Nice.
And over there, I'm just also directing and producing
Nice.
videos.
Nice.
And yeah, so that's what I'm busy with in the daytime, and I still do my freelance thing with New Fly Films on the side still. So yeah, keeping busy.
Nice,
Keeping busy.
and that's always a plus. And
Yeah.
today we're talking about a New Fly film first, I think. If I'm not
It
mistaken.
is, yes.
Your first short or
It's my first
feature?
short. You know, it's kind of.
Would you say it's a micro documentary? Because it's a documentary, everyone.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I
So
always get
it's
confused.
a documentary short.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
I always hear a mini doc or a micro doc, and I'm like, well, which one's which?
Yeah, this one still falls in the line of 10 minutes.
Okay,
So
okay.
that's a documentary short as far as,
Works.
submitting and
Yeah,
the
yeah.
whole film. This is all new to me too.
Yeah.
I'm looking into like, oh, what do I call this thing? Like, this is my first time making something like this,
Yeah.
submitting anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all new to me too.
All right. Before we get into it, though, I have to do some housekeeping because that is what helps pays the bills if we have any bills. But first, we got to thank our affiliate partners, Artlist.io. Honestly, the best music licensing platform for any type of video or content creator. I'm sorry, thousands of new songs every day. Did you use any of the songs in that thing from Artlist? By the way, you can lie. No, I'm kidding.
Yes.
You did. I can't tell that. No.
No.
I'm guessing that's no.
I didn't
but
know what the right answer was, but no, I
it's fine.
didn't.
But you should next time on
Yeah.
the next project.
No, Artlist, they do stock footage as well, right?
They do- they have ArtGrid, yeah.
ArtGrid,
Yeah.
yes.
We have that too, but I didn't push it as much, but I should push it next year actually
Okay.
because now we're doing video more often.
Yeah.
But guys, you can find a bunch of songs on there. It's easy, unlimited downloads, and honestly, if you join today on our affiliate link in the description below, you can get a year and 2 extra months for free. So check out Artlist.io, inspiring music licensing platform created by filmmakers for filmmakers. Seconds. What the fuck? I can't speak. Second, we got merch for you. Teespring.com/store/chasing-the-frame. Not only are we selling t-shirts, but we're selling Frame Chaser masks for $10. Honestly, it's the comfy cloth mask and super stylish. And you let people know you're a Frame Chaser on set. I mean, what's wrong with that? And then third, it's time for me to ask you for the donations to the Church of the Frame. 1, we have paypal.me/CTF podcast for the one-time donation. 2, we have a Patreon for $5 membership a month, which allows you to get early access to audio and visual content a week before it airs. And 3, in the description below are links to the cryptocurrencies, link to our Trust wallet. So yeah, you can just pay us in crypto if you want to. And last but not least, please like our Facebook page as well and subscribe to the YouTube page. And there's a lot of things coming with a huge content push in 2021, which is coming up soon, guys. And we've been recording for 2021's content as we speak right now. But today, it's for today's content and this week's content, soon to be released content. So Stefan, first question actually, enjoy 2020. How'd you get that name?
Man, it has a lot to do with this story.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, it was something that while it was being made, it was all being made during the quarantine.
Yeah.
So that has a lot to do with it as well.
Mm-hmm.
The time period that it was made in, the story that behind it, Those are all factored into the name of putting 2020 on the film.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are kind of the reasons behind it. But I think it's a story about, even though these are hard times, I think we have, we'll look back. Right now it's hard to, enjoy these times, but, we'll look back and, be thankful for, these trials that we get, put into.
Yes.
And, I believe that, out of this, we can become better people.
Now, what made you get involved with this project? How did that happen?
So everybody in the entire video, they're all my childhood friends.
Okay. Nice.
So it just so happened that like right before COVID, the man Skyler, who actually ran, who was running in it, he was great friend growing up, and so he moved right back right before quarantine, and another buddy had just moved back like about a year ago that we all grew up with, and me and my other buddy Nick, who's in the film, he's been here since high school and stuff, and we're all born and raised here.
Yeah.
And so for some odd reason, all of us were back in Vegas during quarantine.
Yeah.
With not much to do.
Perfect timing.
So we all kind of got together and kind of put this thing together. Skyler did most of it himself. I'm not gonna lie, but we rode together actually and helped train with him for 3-4 months leading up to it as well. So
I mean, so I'm guessing if it's 3 or 4 months prior to July 15th, so you guys started around
I would say it was
June,
like
May, April-ish, March.
Yeah,
April?
it was like right at the beginning.
Okay.
It was right at the beginning, and when they first came to me, they came to me with two things.
Yeah.
Skyler called me and he was like, "Hey man, we want to get together and start going out, getting outside a little bit and riding our bikes. You want to join? We want to do a 100-mile ride.
Yeah.
In
What
a
did you
couple
say?
months." And I was like, "Nope." I'm like, "How am I supposed to do that right now? Are you guys crazy?" But I was enticed, and I ended up joining them. And then the second part of that conversation, he was like, "And I've been really wanting to run 100 kilometers. So if I did do that, would you film it?" And immediately I was like, "Yes. If you will run that far, I will film it."
I had to look up.
I would really enjoy doing that for you. And he was like, "Yeah, cool." And so that was kind of the start of it.
Nice. I had to look up what 100 kilometers were because I'm terrible at conversions and like what the metric system because we're not really taught that well on it. But like, what is it? It's 62 miles.
62 miles.
Holy shit.
Yep.
So that's insane.
Yeah, it was actually. It was incredible. It was incredible.
I mean, just to do all that, man.
Yeah. And it was going into, we'll talk about like the process of like how we filmed it and, how long it took and all that whole deal.
Yeah.
But, we were exhausted.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, a lot went into it. And, I didn't really realize how amazing it was until I started like putting it all together. Because like when you're like working, and you're just like trying to get and capture and do the things, and you're not really thinking about like what's going on exactly until like a few days later I start going through the footage and I'm like, wow, I can't believe he really did.
Were you doing like because it seemed like the talking head stuff was more like a script. It seemed like it was a script.
So he did write, a little message and that we put it to. Yeah.
And so were you editing while shooting, kind of in a sense of like you shot something, then you kind of go back and see what you have for the day and kind of did that, or did you just collect footage for those 3-4 months of leading up to July 15th?
No, so I come from the wedding world. So that's kind of how I just looked at this. It's like, how would I shoot this in the way that I shoot all my stuff? And so I told them, look, like I would like to make like, a story to go with like, this journey that you're about to go on, especially in this time, I think, having something with a positive message would be nice. And so, we were kind of like, we talked about when we were training and stuff. I wasn't filming.
Okay.
We were just kind of talking, you know, and just like about our lives and about like what's going on in the world and stuff like that. So, you know, I just found it nice while we were training that it was like, look, it's great to be in the outdoors.
Yeah.
Like, this is great for us. And like we saw during that time, like in Vegas, everybody was like outside.
Yeah.
You know?
I
You know
remember,
what I'm saying?
I went to the Las Vegas sign, actually,
Yes.
funny enough, a few times with work in the morning, and I never saw so many people just getting their bikes and just, you know, running and all that shit. I'm like, holy moly, like, what the?
Here,
Like,
maybe,
yeah.
Maybe I'll
He's going to go live, folks, on Instagram. So the people watching this later, you missed it already.
All right, we're going live.
We are live now on Instadogs.
All right. I'm going to shout out to my man over here, John DeMarco, on Chasing the Frame podcast.
Hello, everyone.
We're out here with John. All right, we're here with John. John on Chasing the Frame podcast. Where can they find the podcast
They
at,
can
John?
find the podcast on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio. You name it, we're on it.
Yep, I'm here today, and it's great having. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome, man. Thank you for
having me on
reaching
here.
out and talking. You want to talk about the movie, which I love doing.
Yeah.
As
So
you can tell by all my movies, right?
we'll
here.
continue on.
So I have to ask you this. So you're just training and you're not really filming then, you're saying? Is that,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then when do you start picking up the camera to start filming? In July then?
Yeah, so it was kind of right before he was about to do it. You know, we had been talking about like how we are going to film it, a little bit about the story, and then I was like, look, one day we'll just get some like shots of you, you know, running around by our neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know, where you go trail running and stuff, where he used to train.
Yeah.
You know, he used, you know, going out to Red Rock to train. So we filmed him training with the camera maybe like a couple weeks before.
Yeah.
And we got a few shots there with him at Red Rock, kind of running. There's like a few drone shots.
Oh, yeah, I
there.
saw those. Yeah.
And then some of the other shots were just kind of out by my. I live super south, so a lot of those other shots of him at the beginning are just him, you know, running around the neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And that was just him training for, you know, a few days. I think it was like 2 days we went out and got some B-roll that I had planned on using. And, you know, from the start, I knew, like, I wanted him to kind of narrate this. And, you know, we talked about him writing it and, like, you know, making this message. But, yeah.
Nice. I mean, yeah, because I was like, when I watched it, I was like, okay, I can tell that's B-roll. And that's like, I was like wondering the whole time, like, how many days did they film this? Like, because I know, like, knowing now it was like a few months, I was like, now more curious. I'm like,
yes.
All right.
But all the B-roll stops right when he starts to run.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after that, it's all him. It's all him.
Yeah.
Doing it.
Another question was like, because I saw in the we'll talk about the whole movie. It's supposed spoilers for anyone out there who hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
Because we have to, I guess, kind of talk about freely in a sense, if you like to. I mean, I guess.
Yeah. We just won't. We just don't know if you just have to watch and see.
We
if
won't
you
say what
want to
happens
make
at the
it,
end,
if you want to see if he makes it.
But when was that part when they're sitting at the computer and they're talking about the Las Vegas sign being closed? Was that the day before that announcement or anything of that nature? When they're sitting there, and they're talking like, like is the Vegas? And Skylar's like, is the Vegas sign gonna be closed? Like, yeah, they won't close the Vegas sign. Like,
yeah. So that was actually like a few days before like. They were like, "Hey, are we even going to be allowed to be at the Vegas sign? You know, at this time?"
Well, and it's crazy because like even like in April and March and stuff like that, like people were flooding the Vegas sign too.
Yeah.
And like that's like knowing that's a worry. That's kind of crazy because like again, there's I think in July, if I'm not mistaken, it's been a while.
Yeah.
But July was like that weird time when it was like phase 1 to phase 2, but then phase kind of 1 went back to it a little bit. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, like if you notice, if you watch the film, you'll see like we're at the Las Vegas sign at like 2:00.
Yeah.
And it was empty.
Yeah.
Like it was just us. And then, you know, when he starts from the Las Vegas sign for everybody that's tuning in.
Yeah.
His run starts from the Las Vegas sign and it goes to the summit of Mount Charleston. And that's his journey and that's the That's the run that he
Yeah.
decided to do, and it's 100 kilometers,
Yep.
which is 62 miles.
Now, oh my god, like just thinking about that too, like running up the summit of Mount Charleston already from like, I don't even know whatever the mileage is from like the Vegas sign to Mount Charleston, the base of Mount Charleston. I would be fucking dead, tired, and like, how much training did you guys run up Mount Charleston? Like, 'cause I feel like that'd be the most. Like, were you guys watching Rocky IV? Like honestly, with the montage.
Well, this man, like, yeah, he's just a mountain man.
Yeah.
Dude, he just goes and runs in the mountains.
Oh my-
Like, but
yeah.
I wouldn't go with
Yeah.
him. That's why I was like, dude, I'm just going to get it
Yeah.
one time, day of,
Yeah.
and that's it.
How many-
And so
Yeah,
it was exhausting. So I had to go up.
yeah.
But I couldn't even make it to the top, man. That's how hard it was.
Holy shit! did you do a marathon at one time, like a triathlon or something like that?
Yeah, man. Yeah, and I had been riding my bike with
Yeah.
my friends, all my buddies that we got together with, and we made this. We had been training, and so I was like,
Yeah.
yo, I'm in good shape. And I got up there, and you know what? It was at altitude.
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
couldn't breathe up there.
Dude, there's a difference.
Yeah.
I finally went on a hike in Mount Charleston during COVID with my girlfriend, and just going up Mary Jane Falls,
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah. And, that's the element that,
Yeah.
I think is, like, astonishing visually
Yeah.
in the film, that you go, like, from the Las Vegas sign to, like, once you get to the Mount Charleston, you just start to see it's like, wow, this is so far away.
it's a visually beautiful
Yes.
movie that you made. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I loved every like frame that you had. Like, everything was like beautifully shot.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome, and
Thank you.
I mean that. Like, it was just I love also because you start at 2:00 and you're seeing the sun come up too, and I'm like, oh, I love sunrises.
Yeah.
I love sunrises so much, especially when you film like, and it's like just so magical
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's great. Like, why? And also, why start at the Las Vegas sign?
You know what? I think it was like, when we were planning this, I was kind of planning this. We were planning this all together as friends.
Yeah.
And so when we were planning this, some ideas, we were trying to figure out what to do with like in the middle of COVID.
Yeah.
Like parks were closed and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so we're like, you know what? Like, there's nobody on the streets. There's nobody on the Las Vegas
Yeah.
Strip. Like, let's start it here and go there. We're talking about doing it in other states and,
okay.
going else places. But, I decided, I want it to be visually, pleasing. Let's do it in Yosemite.
Yeah.
Let's go up there and
Yeah,
do
shit.
it. And then, with COVID going on, it just wasn't working out.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we're like, you know what? We can make something super cool
Yeah.
with the lights.
Yeah.
Plus,
Yeah, it's
the
a nice
beauty of what's
contrast.
just
Yeah.
outside of Las Vegas that people don't,
Yep.
people only think of Sin City for one thing.
Yep.
But, this is the inside as well as like nature
Mm-hmm.
and, the beauty of Las Vegas and our state and our city.
Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful. Like I said, beautiful contrast to like again the city lights to
Yeah.
the nice nature shots,
Yeah.
and you're like, whoa, what?
So we kind of
Yeah.
decided that together.
yeah,
We decided
it
that
works
together.
perfectly.
Yeah.
And what cameras did you shoot on?
I shot on my Sony A7S
Mm-hmm.
and I rented a Canon C200.
How'd you like the C200?
I like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about. I would love to get that. That's
yeah.
my next. That's
yeah,
actually
it's
my
a
next
great camera. It's a
Yeah,
great
yeah.
camera. And I like the body. It was great because the body's small.
Yeah.
And it was nice to go like handheld, just
Yeah.
like, dude, like we were just running gunning the whole night.
Did you shoot
so.
raw on that cinema? Did you shoot raw? Cinema Light, or whatever it's called, or did you shoot like the?
Yeah, the C-Log. I think I shot this. Is it the C-Log 3 or
Yeah,
something
C-Log
like that?
3, and then there's like it shoots it shoots the 8-bit 420, and then it shoots like 12-bit RAW.
I'm
So,
sorry, I can't tell you.
Yeah, so I was
tell
just
you.
curious because
Yeah.
now you have me asking questions about.
Yeah,
C200,
sorry.
like-
I'm not good
I'm
with like compressions and
Yeah.
formats and stuff like that. It's like, yeah,
you shot it. It looks great.
they bring it in
Yeah.
and then I grade it and like I try to get it the best I can.
Well, C-Log is you're allowed to do all that shit.
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it's a fuck.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm jealous a little. But it's great to know that someone I know now worked with a C200 and they recommend it.
No, yeah, I do, and it did, and I knew like I had to get it. I had to get a good camera.
Yeah.
The Sonys are great in
Yeah.
low light, So I was like, you know what? A lot of this is going to be at night.
Yeah.
I have to have a great low light camera. So, with the Sony's, ISO and what it can do, I was like, okay, I'm just rolling with the Sony's. That's what I always do on my weddings and all my other gigs. So I was like, I'm just going to use what I always use. But I did need like a second camera for like audio. It's just better with audio and stuff like that.
It's a good run and gun camera, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And like even like, but I find that interesting too. Like you use two different not style cameras, but two different camera companies. Like usually people try to stick with like the same brand. Like why didn't you get another?
To me, it's not about the camera.
Okay.
Yeah, to me, it's not about the camera. Some of the footage I shot on my of him B-roll up on the mountain.
Yeah.
It was shot on my iPhone.
Okay.
Yeah. So
couldn't even tell. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like obviously when things are projected and things are put on the big screen, like you could see things a little bit more clear, but like most of the films and the media and stuff that we see today, it's on our phones, on our TV screens.
Very true.
And you can do cool things with just smaller codec.
Just curious about that.
Yeah.
Where was I? It was my theory was at one time I was like they want to do it Las Vegas sign because it's maybe the lowest point in Las Vegas. And I'm like, wait, that makes no fucking sense, John, because like the 15's right over there, and
I don't think we thought about that much. It was just more me. It was like it would be cool if you went from the Las Vegas side.
Like, this makes perfect. That'd be really cool. Like the lowest part, and then you get to the highest part in Vegas. I'm like, great idea. I'm like, but no, I was like,
there was a lot of planning as far as like the mileage.
I was like so curious about that because like
traffic. So my buddy Ryan Albert, he helped kind of navigate, and Nick Libanati navigate through the city, figure out like what streets would be good where there wasn't like a lot of traffic and people.
How long did it take to plan that out? Like just to figure out, like did you guys like not run the routes, but like kind of like drive around the routes?
Yeah,
and, like,
we drove the routes. I would say like 3 times.
Oh wow! Okay.
So I drove it like twice to like figure it out with Skylar and stuff, or like, hey, what's going to be safe? And then I think we like went the full way one time of like, hey, like when you're in the desert, like there's parts where he has to leave the roads and he's just running through the random desert, right?
Yeah.
So we had to like go out there, and I had to be like, okay, like how am I I have to figure out how I'm going to film you, like when you're on that desert stretch,
Yeah.
And like there was only 2 of us. It was just me and my man Peter. Yeah. Peter Hyun, if I'm pronouncing that right.
Peter, if you're listening to this or watching the live stream, you guys rock. Because like I totally thought there was more than 2 people on that crew for a second.
He does Let's Go Entertainment.
Okay.
So it was just me and him. And we're running gunning all night. Yeah. So he killed it.
Yeah,
he
you
killed
guys
So
both
it was
killed
like
it,
one of us was like driving.
Yeah.
And then the other one was filming. And then we'd swap and film and swap and film. And
just get to the next
I was like,
location.
hey, stay here. I'll run and do. Yeah, it was just run and gun.
Yeah, because
it was fun.
Like, did you like? Were you? Because I was like, because there's so. Oh my god, that's just so much like information. Like watching it, so much shit was running through my head. I'm like, like it says 2 people in the credits, but I'm like, I had more people for that Las Vegas thing. And I'm like, how were they doing that? Because like these shots, and also like the shots were so well set up in a sense where you kind of like, I mean, as a documentary, you're getting like shit like kind of like not luckily enough. You can set stuff up, but you kind of are getting stuff. We did luckily enough, right?
No, well, we did have to plan most of our spots. So we timed it. So I was like, when we were driving, and because he kind of knew his pace. Yeah. And, he did most all the planning. He knew what his pace was going to be. He would be like, hey, I would be at like this point in like 10 minutes, right? So I was like, okay, we'll start at the Vegas sign, and then I'm going to like book it to here. And then from here, we're going to go over to like an Excalibur parking lot and park there, and we'll wait for him. Yeah. And then we'll get this shot where like you could see this. And then like so we went really, the 3rd time, we really I was like, that's what we're gonna do.
That makes sense. All right, good. Because when you filmed it, were you like, I got like this is fucking gonna be epic? Like were you like when did that hit you? Like, holy shit, this is gonna be really good.
You know what? I don't think I realized it until I just looked at the footage. Oh no. I take that back.
Okay.
It was there was the one shot that I just said. Yeah. Is when he came up to Excalibur.
Yes.
And we parked at the parking lot. He came up through, and you can kind of see the T-Mobile, and then you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
see
that's
like New York, and you know, once I got that shot, I was like, yes, I was happy.
Yeah.
And then it was funny. I say like, I was so tired after I filmed it, like I fell asleep, and then
Did you fall asleep? You felt
the next day I fell asleep, and then I woke up and I was like, I can't even remember like how good my shots were. And my wife was like, "It's all good. Like you told me they were good when you came home, so like trust that." And I was like, "Okay."
You're walking in your house.
Yeah.
How'd it go? Went
Good.
great
The
shots.
footage
And then
looks
as
good.
soon
And,
as
like
you,
I was like, yeah. Yeah, we stayed up. I had been awake for over like
yeah,
I almost like it was longer than 24 hours because I couldn't sleep the night before. So I was getting all the gear ready and stuff, right?
I mean,
So it was over
anxiousness,
like probably like 34 hours. I was like awake.
but
and I was,
adrenaline
like,
kicks in, man.
and running and hiking and the whole thing.
Were you using like the Ronin? I guess or Ronin for that.
Yeah, the Ronin.
You must
Yeah.
be like, oh, I fucking hate that shit. Like,
Yeah,
I know you have the M, right?
So the first part of the when he starts from the Las Vegas sign to I think it's Tropicana, I pretty much ran it.
Yeah.
I pretty much ran it.
I
And
was
at the end
seeing
of it,
that.
I was like, oh man.
Yeah, I was a little curious.
And I was like, it was the first shot. I was like, I don't think I'm gonna make it for the rest of the night.
Yeah. I'm watching this. I'm like, wow, he's giving a really good pace. Is he using like a hoverboard or anything of that nature? Like, I'm thinking like it's really like well done. I'm like, he's really keeping a good pace. I'm like, wow, this is great.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
and then like I ran it. I'm like, holy shit. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you just made me tired.
Yeah.
I'm just wanting to.
Yeah. So
Holy shit, man. That was, oh my God. Like there was, even like the drone shots were so good. Like, what drone were you? Was that the Phantom you have, right? The Phantom 4 or something like that you have, or is that what else?
yeah. So I had two.
Yeah. Okay.
And Peter with Let's Go Entertainment, shout out. He brought his other Mavic, and he had extra batteries too.
Oh, nice.
So that helped a lot.
Yeah.
But we had the Inspire going for like the night shots.
Yeah.
Because it has the
That not full frame, but like that nice micro 4/3, right?
Yeah. And so it has that on it.
Okay.
And I was like, we'll use that for
Yeah.
the nighttime. And then most of the daytime shots was the Mavic Pro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at July 15th was a Wednesday, which was tax day, at 2:06 a.m. So what was the 14th? Like you said, you were getting shit ready. But what was Skylar doing? Did he sleep all day?
Yeah, he slept.
Okay.
Yeah, he slept.
'Cause I was like,
and so like when we, there was a lot of footage that we got there when he was like getting ready.
Yeah.
But I was just like, you know what?
Yeah.
Like I just cut it out.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, I just cut it out. But yeah, we got there like right when he was waking up, getting
Yeah.
out of bed. Like did his granola thing.
Yeah.
And like he was just like in the zone. Like
Yeah.
he wasn't talking to nobody. He just got his thing.
Yeah.
Put the stuff in the car and we drove there and he just went.
And
Yeah.
then, so he hit 11.4 miles. What time was that at? Because I know you started at 2, and I've done walks before where I've done 8 miles, I think, or no, 6 miles. 6 miles in like 2 hours or something
Right.
like that. Like, did he hit was it 11 miles? Did you get like at 4 o'clock in the 4 or 5 o'clock? Because I want to know what his pace was in the sense of like.
Yeah. So, dude, when he hit 11 miles, it was so fast.
Yeah.
And that's
It
why
seemed
we
fast,
were running around so like I thought we were gonna have more time in
Yeah.
the night where we were sitting around
Yeah.
we have to. But he was moving so fast, especially for the first part.
Yeah, because he said he was going to go slow
Yeah.
or meet like a pace.
He
and
got
he's
to
gonna
that within an hour.
Really?
Yeah, within
Holy
an hour.
shit.
Yeah, he was up there. That's what I'm saying. Like we had to just book it from one spot to the next.
It makes sense.
Crazy.
I walk. I
Yeah.
don't run, so that makes a lot more sense.
Dude.
11 miles.
Yeah.
And that. And holy fuck.
Yeah, so
That's a really good pace.
I'll cut it so we can talk more details
Okay.
about the film.
All right,
and
sounds
stuff.
good. But guys, check out Chasing the Frame. It's on Spotify,
Check
Stitcher,
it out. Thanks for
Apple
joining,
Podcast.
everybody.
Yep.
Okay,
All right.
now we can talk about it.
All right, cool. And then I have another question too. Like
Yeah.
that map, that fucking visual effects map thing.
Yeah.
What was that made from?
So we made it. We tracked it through. It was an app that Skylar has called shit.
Is that
He
Matt
tracked
My
it with his Garmin watch.
Okay.
So the actual pace of it
Yeah.
is his actual pace.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
Like,
that-
I mean, there was part I had to speed it up.
Yeah, no,
but
yeah.
that was actually him physically moving through the.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it tracked him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I was
Yeah.
curious when you
Yeah.
got that because I was like, did they
Yeah.
just like do that in like a like an After Effects thing and like just kind of draw it a little bit?
Yeah. So
like,
it was
"Oh, shit."
actually his
Yeah.
his movement through the and then it just makes your.
That's awesome.
It just automatically like makes your 3D
Yeah.
run of whatever you do.
That was
Yeah.
really cool because
Yeah.
I was like, how the? I'm like,
Relive. It's called Relive. Yeah.
check that
Relive.
out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna relive now.
Yeah.
That
Relive.
was really cool.
Yeah.
I was like, my jaw dropped when I saw that. I was like,
Yeah. It was really cool.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
and then even going back to that though, about the 11 miles. So he ran that very quickly. So
Yes.
how long did it take him to even do the whole thing in general?
It took him 14 hours.
Oh yeah, it did take.
Yeah,
I
it
did
took him
see that at the
14
end. Yeah, I'm
hours.
sorry.
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah,
shit!
it took him 14 hours.
My God.
Yeah.
So 2 o'clock to 2 in the afternoon. So 4 o'clock he got to. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God, my legs would feel like jello because I saw him stop. Like I feel like I wouldn't want to stop though.
Yeah, and like he did stop. So
Did he take a pee break at least or something like that? Because I feel like
yeah, well, yeah, he must have
He
done
must
more
have,
than
'cause,
a
like-
pee break. Yeah,
like- they
yeah.
sweat, like they have Gatorade to sweat that shit out.
Yeah, so our buddies, our two other
Yeah.
buddies that was helping us to put this together, they just set up their his aid guys.
Yeah.
Right. So we set up stations
saw that,
throughout
yeah.
the town. So I think there was like 2 stations in town. And then there was like 2 stations
Yeah.
like going up towards like the mountain.
Yeah.
And then
Because I heard that in the when they had the meeting when you guys were doing the map
Exactly.
thing, they said like,
Yeah.
oh, this is the aid station.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's the
Yeah.
what aid? Like I was like, first aid station, second, like what like. What, I didn't know
yeah,
what they
so
were talking about.
he would lay down, and
Yeah.
then he has like I
Yeah.
think you saw the machine like
Yeah.
he would kind of like massage his muscles
Oh, I
real
saw that,
quick.
yeah.
If they were like a little tight, and he would get refueled.
Yeah.
I think they would give him his like little like food
Yeah,
pouches that
saw
he would
that.
keep him in his back.
I saw
But
the
then
2 water bottles.
there was a
things,
few
too.
times that he did change outfits, like
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
he put a bigger hat on for the sun, and then he would like change his shoes when
Yeah.
he starts running up like in the
Yeah.
in the trees.
Yeah.
So-
Who is that girl that joined him on the? Was that his wife
That was his sister.
or sisters?
Yeah.
Oops,
yeah.
sorry.
So she joined him for like a couple miles and
Okay,
ran
that's
along.
cool.
It was up at the top of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
215.
Nice. It
Yeah.
like it works really well. I mean, like the voiceover with that. Like, luckily enough, someone ran with him. I mean, God bless her for running with him for a bit.
Yeah.
So after you do, after the one thing I kind of just to talk about the edit's great, but the one thing I have a qualm about is I wish there's a lower thirds on who Skylar was because I don't think you really introduce his name at all
Yeah.
until the middle of the
Yeah.
run.
Yeah.
And also, I didn't know what he was running for, and I had to wait till the end to.
Yeah,
honestly,
it's
there's a
it's
newer
funny.
version.
I kind of made that decision.
Yeah, what made
on
you make
purpose?
that? Okay.
Because we felt that like the film wasn't about him.
Yeah.
Like we kind of dropped that like he worked for Facebook and like, but we just wanted it to be more about the message.
Yeah.
Because there was no actual reason for him to do this.
Yeah.
Like he even he just wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And like he just wanted to challenge himself.
Yeah.
And that's why he did it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, he's not like a professional athlete guy, like, or anything like that. It was just like, he's just like one of those type of people who likes to push themselves. And he just wanted to do it, and he did it.
Honestly, I watched.
He enjoys, it's in him where he, is, he finds himself like in challenging himself and being in nature and like that whole thing. And that's why we kind of wanted that just to be the message of the story.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense because you enjoy life. You enjoy he enjoys
Yeah.
running. You just enjoy
Yeah.
everything.
So
in
that's
general.
why, I realized that.
It
Yeah.
all comes back to it all comes full circle for
Yeah.
me. Like putting it all together now, talking to you about this,
Yeah.
and even like that, like watching it too. I was like, this is like a mini doc that you should probably have like Nike or like I don't know what
Exactly.
shoe.
That's
It felt
kind of
like-
what
it
I
felt
was
like- it felt
going
like it,
for.
yeah.
And that's just kind of my style.
Yeah.
Is like, where like that's kind of how I make my wedding videos
Yeah.
look. That's kind of like
That's true.
my thing. So I was like, you know what? I could get really into like the details
Yeah.
of and make this like super long.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? I'm just going to stick to like what I do and like my style.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's what I did.
So, are you gonna send that to Mikey, or do you have like whatever brand shoe he has? I feel like you should send it to them.
It's funny. Like, I don't even think those shoes were like he bought from like.
You just send it to Garmin.
No, dude, like he just bought those shoes. He told me he bought those shoes at like.
No, I meant send the
Payless.
video to the Garmin, like as an actual.
Oh, the Garmin, the Garmin. But surprising, what I'm telling you about his shoes is his shoes were like just an off-brown Payless shoe that he bought for like $15.
Well, they fucking lasted all.
That's what I'm
14
saying, man. I was like, "Are you serious?" He was like, "No, serious." I was like, "Oh."
It's making me rethink my whole shoe game right now.
Yeah, I know. I was like, that's another amazing thing that I guess we could put in the documentary. But like, it was like one of those things. Nah, whatever.
I'm going to Payless tomorrow now for some shoes. Last me. So, what did you edit this on? Did you edit this? I know you're a DaVinci man.
Yeah, it was all in DaVinci.
I tried to get into DaVinci recently.
Go for it, man.
Okay. So the newest Premiere. This is a little side tangent, but the newest Premiere, I was editing a video, recent podcast that we have for next year, and like it was working fine. Then the next day, it just starts acting fucking weird as shit. Like the keyboard's not working properly, and then like it's just stuttering all the footage, and it won't like really cut anything. And I'm like, this is really weird.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, let me try Resolve. Let me try Multicam and Resolve.
Right. Okay.
And I was like, it was late, so I didn't really give a wholeheartedly like try.
Right.
I'll be honest.
Right.
It was just a pain in the ass to do a multicam though in Premiere. In Resolve.
Right.
And I was like, this is a fucking pain in the ass. It's not working. Like it
wasn't working for you?
It wasn't really working for me. It wasn't like really syncing up shit.
I do it with my wedding ceremonies.
Yeah. But now let me ask you.
But like
this.
I just do it through the audio.
Yeah, but that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to do a sync cut or whatever.
Yeah.
Like there's like 4 or 5 different ways to do it, and it wasn't like it didn't do it correctly. I was like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
And like, but also too, like the clips from the GH4 and the clips from the GoPro kind of do separate clips after 4 gigs because they do that type of shit. So maybe that was it. Like it could have been doing that. Like in that regard, I know it's similar to Final Cut. With multicam and compound clips and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So what I did was I went actually back to Premiere and I went to last year's version. So it works. It's working a lot better.
Well, that's good.
So
as long as you figure it out,
I'll
because
leave
that's
it at
the
that.
thing. It's like you never know.
Yeah,
it could be an update thing. It could be you
and
never know.
Premiere won't fix it. Then they'll fix it. Then it'll be like 6 months later. It's a whole fucking issue. But like again, like I mean, I'll give it the old college try again. Maybe on a different, like more on like commercial work or anything of that nature. I'll give it a shot. I think multicam, I'll keep it to Premiere and stuff like that. So I will try. Hopefully next time you're on the podcast, I'll have a Resolve project. Like I did, Stefan. Be proud of me.
Okay, yeah. Let me know. And if you run into anything, just give me a call. I'll try to help you. Maybe I don't know.
I even watched the video. I'm like, I'm doing this correctly.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, there are sometimes it doesn't match up, but I think I just you know what? Sometimes if you know how you can like frame in like your project.
Yeah, but I haven't framed in anything though.
Yeah, maybe.
I just like literally brought in all this stuff in the media bin or whatever that thing's called, and then it says the guy I was watching was like, you can go to cut and sync it that way.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, did that, and I'm like, by audio, and I'm like, all right, and then it just gave me a clip of just the Black Magic shot. I'm like, where is everything else?
Oh, you got to go to a multicam view.
But I wasn't a multicam view, I thought, because it had like all.
You had the squares and everything.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had the squares.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll check it out, man.
Yeah, maybe I'll
we'll
check
figure
it out again. Yeah, one day. I'll give the old college try again. Talk about the editing process then in Resolve. Because I think more people need to know too.
Yeah, I just I'm a simple editor.
Yeah.
I just I don't put any. I've learned being at this new agency and studio that I'm at, where I'm starting to use Premiere more, and so I'm starting to, learn how to do my transitions more, seamless transitions and stuff like that.
Stuff.
Yeah. And I enjoy it. But, I realized is like, dude, like you can't really do that in Resolve. Like I have to
Dissolve,
come
I mean Resolve.
Resolve, and so like you have to come over to like Premiere and
Yeah.
After Effects for that. So as far as like the effects go, like some of like the camera shakes
Yeah.
when I like remade the that animation
Yeah, yeah.
thing and the camera shakes and the zoom out
Yeah, yeah.
and stuff like that. Like I brought out all that stuff out for in like After Effects and
Okay.
stuff like that. But everything else, you know, a lot of my editing is just like, you know,
Yeah,
clean
yeah.
cuts and
Did you?
I enjoy coloring.
Yeah.
You know, I enjoy color grading. And so, you know, I have fun with that and play around with colors.
Yeah, I mean, with Resolve,
Yeah,
especially
yeah,
like that's. I
yeah.
think that's a
That's-
lot.
that's where
Obviously,
it's
a lot
at.
better
Yeah.
than Premiere.
Yeah.
But also too, like when you're cutting, did you cut kind of? Did you guys have the voiceover, not the voiceover, the narration first? Did you guys kind of do that, like,
Yes.
or did you guys
Yeah.
like? Okay, so
Yeah, we did.
So did you like
Yeah.
kind of listen to that out and then kind of time it from the other stuff as well, or like did you work on that, like your A roll in that regard? Like was that
Yeah.
the edit process for that?
Yeah, no, we kind of just like it pretty much went in the order that like he kind of read it.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I mean.
know?
Like you know, you do it. You just laid out the A track, which
Yeah.
is the narration, and then
Yeah.
you put everything on top
Exactly.
of that. Okay.
Yeah,
that-
exactly. Yeah.
Easy. It's
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah.
How long
yeah.
did that edit take you to do?
Well, the thing is like it was just, you know, a passion project
Yeah.
for me. So, and you know, with the 9 to 5 every day,
Yeah, yeah.
sometimes, you know, it would just be, you know,
Yeah.
whenever I found time.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to put it together how long, but yeah, I mean, the core edit was done, I would say in like 3 days.
Oh wow. Okay.
You know, 3-4
Yeah, yeah.
days. Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
yeah.
Now the first cut though, I know it's a 10-minute short, but did you have a longer cut first and then did you whittle it down, or were you always?
No, it started getting longer.
Oh, it started getting longer. Okay.
First, I was just like, yeah, I'll just do like a short, like 6-minute edit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was the plan from the
okay.
time I started filming it. I was like, I'm doing like a 6-minute
Yeah.
edit. And then it started getting longer. Yeah. I just, you know, there was more to it that
Yeah.
I like had to put in there, or it would have just been a highlight reel.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you gonna? Is this the final cut? Is this the final version? that
Yeah.
I saw?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
that's it.
So when does it release? When are you releasing the film?
So I've submitted to festivals.
Nice.
You know, and so I don't know. This is all new to me.
Yeah.
But
What's
yeah,
that?
I think we're gonna. I don't know when we're gonna release it. It's gonna be soon, but
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put it on, you know, Vimeo. If you
Okay.
want to go check it out, you can go check it out on
Yeah,
Vimeo.
definitely.
Share it on Facebook
Send us
and
the
stuff
send
like
me
that.
the link. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Because like, what was it? What's the whole process of even like doing the whole festival circuit? Like, what has it been like? You know, are you just going to any random one, or are you like figuring out like what?
Yeah,
ones work
you know
for
what? I just kind of read up a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, submit to the ones that you think you could like attend.
Yeah.
And even right now, like, you know, I don't know how many you could attend with like how
Yeah.
many they're gonna actually
Zoom
do now.
call maybe,
yeah,
yeah.
I don't know what's gonna happen, but yeah. So I just, you know, thought to just start. I don't know anybody like in the film community.
Yeah.
So I just thought it was like, hey, we'll just, you know, submit. If we get, you know, accepted to
Yeah.
some and, you know, meet some people from it, like, cool, you know, at least
Yeah.
I can like start to get into that, you know, space.
Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
And everyone who's listening, check out Stefan's work. He's really good. Like, honestly, and when the film comes out, we are definitely putting the link in the description, which would be great because you guys should all check it out. It's a really good documentary, really enjoyable. So please check it out when we get that link.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome. Is there any other, like, interesting tidbits from the shoot and the edit that you have that you want to tell people? Fun facts?
Yeah. I just think, I think you can do a lot of stuff with like a small budget.
Yeah.
You know, literally I just use all the stuff that I use to like shoot wedding films and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So you have DSLRs and, you know, you have a good gimbal and, you know, a drone, and, you know, you practice and like you get out there, you're like, you can make some cool stuff.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I think, you know, especially right now, you know, I think as artists have a lot of, you know, power in, you know, spreading messages of sometimes, you know, negative messages, but, you know, I think right now the world needs a lot of positivity.
Yeah.
And, you know, this was just a passion project for me and my friends. And, you know, I just want the message to be heard. And I just want it to spread positivity. And that's all I hope from this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a great message.
Oh, thank you.
Again, I really enjoyed it. Again, you guys should all check it out. There's another question I had for you too, and I totally just fucking blanked out on it. Damn it. Had a long day.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Let me think 1 second. Nope. I'm really blanking out here.
No, it's all good.
I'll probably remember after we cut cameras. But what was it? Let me get to my ending. But Stefan, thank you again for coming on the show, asking me to watch the film.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Yeah.
Again, guys, it's gonna be a link in the description. It's called Enjoy 2020.
Yeah.
Stefan's first film. Oh, this is what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I think we talked about this in your previous podcast. So, we talked about how the transition of you going from weddings to doing these shorts and stuff like that, doing the more narrative work. It's really showing in the sense of like it's a seamless it's a really good seamless transition for you, because even doing your first project as a documentary, you kind of do a documentary style wedding film. Yeah, and it was a perfect transition for you. I mean, for you to do that.
Yeah, and I think it's because it's more like when you watch this film, guys. Like it's not like in the details, like you're gonna know everything about the calculations and the runs and the drama or about like this person or anything like that. It's just more of a cinematic piece. If you like cinematic shots and colors and things like that, and music, I love the music.
I like the music too.
And so if you're into that, like this is like right up your alley to like see something that was really cool, has a cool message, has some cool shots, and like a lot of work was put into it. Like literally when I was like joking about like passing out and sleeping for like 20, dude, like I was up for like 40 hours. We go down I run down half the strip. We jumping in the cars all night, all through the night until the morning. And then I had to hike to the top of the mountain.
Dude, that adrenaline.
And it's a 16-mile trip, right? And it's 5,000 feet of elevation, right? So I have to take my gear up there too. So I just take my backpack, like a handheld. I get up there and I'm trying to beat him to the top. And spoiler alert, he makes it to the top. But guess what? He passes me, right? And he's trying to hit like benchmarks. Like,
what was his benchmark he was trying to hit?
Well, he was trying to finish in 12 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he didn't hit his benchmark, but it didn't matter. Like hours. He wasn't racing against anybody. Yeah. Like his plan was to, do a race this year and stuff like that. But with everything going on, he was like, whatever, I'll just do it myself.
Well, right? Shit.
But so I'm like, dude, I'll just slow you down, right? Yeah. So in the pinch of things, I'm like, okay. There's like one last shot where he's going up, and that's why I just like whipped out my like iPhone, and I was just like, okay, I don't have time to take out my lens and put it on the body and all that. I was like, okay, I got to get an iPhone shot.
That's huge crunch time.
So it was crunch time. Got the iPhone shot. I was like, go, and I'll just follow you all the way up with the drone, right? Dude, because at this point, dude, I couldn't even barely breathe up there, right?
Holy shit.
Dude, he's been running for 14 hours almost.
And he's like, I just want to get this over with. So he's trying to finish it.
And I'm trying to act like I'm not like almost about to pass out, right?
So, but here's another question too. Like, where was the finish? Because I saw the map, right? Like he comes down Charleston.
Yeah.
Is that
so the finish was in the parking lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The finish was in the parking lot. So we just, that was another decision that I was like, I want to leave the last shot of him at the top.
Yeah, makes sense.
He comes down another 8 miles down, but I didn't want it to be the parking lot. I wanted it to be the top.
Understandable.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes a lot more sense. I'd be like, really, that's like, here I am at the parking lot.
Yeah. And we filmed it. Yeah. Like we had it, but I was just like, no, man, like
at the top,
do
man,
that.
You peek it. So, but any other fascinating fun facts? I didn't know. I mean,
yeah. I mean, I just think there was one point we got pulled over by the cops. Well, because we're shooting out the back of the my truck.
Yeah.
Right. So like they like were like a whoop whoop, and they give me one of those, and I'm like, oh no,
Yeah.
right? Like this is like during a crazy time,
Yeah.
you know, and the cops are pulling us over, and I'm hanging out the back. Who
Like-
knows what they think? They come on the intercom, and they're like, "What are you doing?" Whatever it is, get in your car. I think they could tell we were filming something.
yeah.
And they're like, whatever it is, get in the car and put your seatbelts on, right? So instead of shooting out the back, we had to had to start shooting out the side.
Okay.
So that
Not
was
too bad.
yeah, not too bad. But yeah, that was pretty crazy. So it was a relief to get out of Vegas, kind of. Because but during that time it was like, 3-4 in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was beautiful. Like there was moments like throughout his run where the sun was coming up.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was like,
I love
dude,
those
like
shots,
this
yeah.
is awesome. And like I kind of knew it was going to happen. So
Yeah.
I was kind of prepared for it. And then like when it did happen, I was like, man, I'm glad I was here at this spot and
Yeah.
I got it. And like with the drone
Yeah.
and then on the ground and all that.
Did you have like, because I know you said you were planning this stuff out
Yeah.
really to a T.
Yeah.
Did you like, where you got the shots for where the sun was rising, did you plan it for there or was it planned somewhere
No,
else?
it was actually planned I thought it was going to be, when we were talking about him running so fast in the city.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to it was going to take him longer to get to the 215. So
Yeah.
I thought he was going to just barely be getting to like the top of like Charleston.
Yeah.
And like running around across the 15 up
Yeah.
there. So like I didn't get him at sunset until he was kind of already like coming towards Centennial.
Oh, okay.
You know what
Wow.
I'm saying? Yeah.
I'm just thinking that
Yeah.
run. That
So like I planned for it to be
Yeah.
at the top of Summerlin,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it actually was like more towards Centennial.
So later on in the
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really fucking fast.
Yeah, yeah. So then from there, he went all the way out to Centennial, out to
Sky Canyon, right? It's good-
Sky
it's going
Canyon
pa-
area. Like, and then he just like hit this like dirt trail.
Yeah.
and it just takes you like where you can like kind of skip like the whole freeway exit part and
Oh, okay.
that whole thing. Like he just ran straight through the
Yeah.
desert. He just ran straight through the desert.
Okay, because I know
Uh-huh.
where. I think it's where. Is it Ice? See again. I don't
I
go
can't
about
remember
Charleston
the
that much, but I
streets.
know if you go down the freeway all the way, you can get to Charleston that way. It's a whole dirt road or a whole road. So I'm guessing it wasn't there then. That's the only the thing I can think of for Mount Charleston. I know
Yeah.
there's like 12 different ways apparently to get to Mount
Yeah,
Charleston.
so
which I didn't know.
he got out. He got out to Lee Canyon.
Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah, okay.
He got out to Lee Canyon Road
yes.
after he ran through the desert.
Gotcha.
So there was
okay.
like a gap.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So instead of like going down to the highway
Yeah.
and like going to
Yeah.
where you get off with your car, 'cause
Yeah.
he would lose miles.
Okay.
Yeah, so he would lose miles if he like went around that way.
Yeah, okay, that makes
so it
sense.
would like make it longer than the whole thing when it line up right. So it was
Yeah.
like, and he likes to run
Yeah.
on, he likes to run on dirt more.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I feel like
It's
I'd
like
sprain my
softer.
ankle
It's
more.
like softer on your legs.
Oh.
It's easier on your
Yeah, that makes
legs
sense.
and knees.
Joints.
I guess it's softer. So
Yeah. But
that's
there's
why
a
he
lot-
likes to trail run. Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, I've never been big on trail running. I was always, I don't know, but then I wasn't really big on running. But yeah, and also like if he even turned where that we're talking about with that Lee Canyon thing, like I would hate to fucking cross the street over there because all those cars drive fucking super, like obviously faster than what the speed
Yeah.
limit is. Because
Yeah.
I've been there before
Yeah.
for work, and I'm like,
Yeah. People fly on that
yeah,
road.
people fly.
Yeah.
It's kind. I've seen a lot of accidents there.
Yeah. People definitely fly on that road. So once he got on that road,
Yeah.
and then he ran all the way up that road up to that parking lot, and then he took off up to the trail.
Was there any time that you guys were like nervous about the whole
Yeah.
thing? too?
Okay. Yeah. I need to get into that
Yeah,
part.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know
so
what? This is good because we.
Yeah.
You know,
I
think
feel
of
like
more
we got ahead
questions
of ourselves.
Yeah, we did.
Then we're like, yeah, we talked about it.
We're
but
going
we
back
didn't
a
even
little bit, yeah.
So, when he's in the middle of the desert, so even
Yeah.
if you watch the film, like there's parts where he's in the desert, and you can tell he's kind of like not at the same pace as like the beginning.
Yeah.
And then there was a point when I was like, dude, like I don't know if he's like going to like make it.
Yeah.
Right, because like there's times where he has to like walk and then start running,
Yeah.
and walk and
Yeah,
then start
'cause-
running again, and
yeah,
like,
just thinking about that,
And
it's
so, and then he was like a little bit behind pace.
Yeah.
So that's actually why I that's actually why like I got caught is because I was like, I don't think he's gonna like make it.
Oh.
Yeah, like dude, like, is he really gonna make this?
Yeah.
Like, he's going up Kyle Canyon Road and like he's like, you know, barely chugging
Yeah.
along. Like, I was like, I got tons of time.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he's not on the same pace. I can leave to go up to the top like a little bit later.
Yeah.
But I shouldn't have because he caught a second wind or something and just took off.
Yeah.
And then he caught me at the end and I was like, oh.
Because just even like again, like I think I didn't mention it earlier, but like when he stopped, when we saw him with the friends and he was sitting like kind of like, you know, hunched down a little bit. I was like thinking, I'm like, oh my God, why would you stop? Like why? Like all the times I saw him stop, I was like, why would you stop? Like, I feel like you need to keep walking or something like to like not stop physically, because if you do, it's like
I thought that too, man.
yeah, because like
I thought that too.
Isn't like lactate acid or whatever it's called, lactic acid? Is that the shit?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like doesn't that like go straight after like you stop for working out and stuff like that? So like.
Yeah, but dude, at that point, like, do you even have lactic acid in your legs anymore? You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
true too.
can you feel anything at that point?
And yeah, they're probably like completely numb. Like
yeah, like I don't even know. know.
I mean, shit. I would love to know. Like, I would love to know. You should have just interviewed him and asked him like what the whole psychology of his whole body felt like after that, because I feel like that would be interesting too.
Yeah. It's true.
Sequel.
It's very true. It's very true. No, there'll be more from him.
Okay.
Yeah, that was like, and that to him that was like, and that's the thing. Like, it was actually very dramaless.
Yeah.
Like it was just like, hey, I'm just going to go do this.
Yeah.
Will you be there? I was like, I'm there. And like we did plan it out and like we did map it out, but you know, that's his personality.
Yeah.
It's kind of how I do my work too. And we knocked it out, but at the end of the day, like there will be something more that he does that was like a cinch for him. It seemed like.
Oh, yeah, it did seem like that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and
so like I didn't want to fake put drama in.
Yeah.
You know, like even like
real.
when he was like sitting down like on that highway, like that's the worst that like I think you would see him.
Yeah.
And then he was just like, okay, see ya, and then just took off. You know.
There was, I forgot to mention this earlier too. When the drone shot at night, when the car's behind him. There's a music, I think was a music cue there, I think it was, but there's a really cool, I like the music used there because it reminded me of Chef's Table, and I don't know if you're a fan of Chef's Table at all. Have you watched that on Netflix?
Yeah, I have.
The music reminded me of Chef's Table.
Okay,
like,
cool. I do like that. That is a cool show.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
So I was like, hey, that's a fucking great song. If that's the Chef Table song, because I was like,
Yeah.
that's really fucking dope. So, but like even just. Are you guys planning on like doing a sequel in a sense, or like another? Thing?
No. It was just a thing that we did for fun.
Yeah.
It was just a thing that we did for fun.
Break his record of 14 hours. He has to do 12 now.
No, he does want to run 100 miles.
He does.
Yeah.
So
he did 100 kilometers. Now I think his next goal is 100 miles.
So what if he does that again? If he does that the whole run from, so would that be from the sign to the sign again, back to the sign, or no? That wouldn't be 62. That would probably be more than 62.
Oh yeah, I'd be a little more than 62.
Yeah, I'm not terrible at math.
But he could just run over a mountain and skip part of it or something.
You can start in Gene and run all the way.
Well, hopefully by then,
Yeah.
like all of the quarantine, stuff will be done and the world will be opened up again, and you can go do something somewhere else and. It'll be cool.
Enjoy your life.
But I think this was just a fun thing that we did with some homies from high school. We got back together and just did something fun.
It all worked out in the end. Having friends come back and doing something together.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah,
it was cool.
So I think that's it then.
Yeah.
Thank you, Stefan, again for being on the podcast. Thank you for reaching out to me about this.
Yeah,
and
no problem.
Being able to watch the movie.
Yeah.
Guys, check us out on Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, and Google Podcasts now, finally, is the ongoing joke that I used to say for a whole year, but now we are on Google Podcasts. And guys, check out also Stefan's episode to listen to that so you can understand who he is more.
Yeah.
Because that was a great episode as well. I think every episode's great also. And also when this movie comes out, link in the description. Is there a trailer at all like that we can send people to now? Is there going to be?
Yeah. So we'll probably... I probably won't do a trailer. I'll probably just do maybe a little teaser thing online, and then I'll probably just release it on Vimeo.
All right, sounds good. And then also, if you follow him on his Instagram, you'll probably have all that access to that as well.
Yeah,
So I would say follow him on the Instagram first, because if this does get released a little bit, this will probably get released in the next few days?
I would say like a few days.
Okay,
I
I
would say a
just
few
want to make
days.
sure because
Yeah.
if we cut this in like
It
it's-
could be 2, it could be 3. I don't
All right.
know yet.
I'll try to hold on to it a little bit, but follow him on Instagram, which is just I think you have a new one now, right?
It's Steph Newman _
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Steph Newman.
And that's where you can also see some great stills actually from the.
Yeah, I
from
do
the-
a lot of commercial work
Yep.
and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
you'll see my style, and then
you
just
understand.
watch our little short film.
And also check out New Fly Films if you have a wedding coming up and you need a
Yes.
wedding videographer. I would
Yes, for sure.
highly
definitely.
recommend him.
New Fly Films for the weddings.
Yes. So again, guys, thank you again. Have a great week. Have a great month. Have a great year. We'll catch you next Wednesday on Chasing the Frame for our newest episode. I forgot who it is, but check it out this Wednesday coming up. All right, guys. Peace.
Let's go. This is the Chasing the Frame podcast, where we interview people in the TV and film industry, talking about their journey, how they got to where they are today. We do this podcast for the frame chasers. This is for those in the film industry, going hard, let them know who we are. Frame chasers, we're not chasing the fame, no. Tell them what we do, we're chasing the frame. This is the Chasing the Frame podcast with your host, John DeMarco.